TBC, we're back. Today's episode, we've got James Allan. James is yet another Welsh guest of ours. James is an online digital creator, probably most well known for his skincare and self-care routine videos, with brand deals coming out of every orifice. James also has his own skincare brand called Radiance Reviver. Welcome to the Trouble Boys Club, James. How are you today, pal?
Well, what a lovely intro. I don't think anyone could have topped that. I'm really well, thank you very much. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, doing very good, mate.
Absolutely
Buzzing to
mega.
have you on. Very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. We literally spoke 3 months ago, and then all of a sudden you messaged me last night. I was like, are you good to come on? I was thinking, fuck. But yes, you're all here.
Yeah, you do normally follow up, don't you? Like a week before. But
People forget, mate. Honestly, it's bad.
yeah, we have been cancelled on quite a few times recently as well, so...
We have. It stings every time.
Yeah, well, no, we're here, and like I was panicking. I was like, fuck, I can't get into my email. I hope they're gonna want to speak to me.
Oh, mate, nah, we're fucking buzzing. But yeah, like, obviously, mint intro, mate. Very proud of you.
Cheers, man.
But yeah, if you could just do us all a favour and just like tell us about, you know, your Instagram and TikTok. Because I think I was on your Instagram, and I think on your TikTok it said something like you've got like, I don't want to make a number off the top of my head, but it was a lot of followers. Is it like 60k or?
Oh my god, now that I wish. No. But like, no, we're just verging on to almost like 23k. So you've made me sound really shit now.
I didn't want to say like, I didn't want to go low. Yeah, I'm sorry anyway. But no, 23k is sick. We've got about fucking followers on TikTok.
Not even that. I think we're on like 47 or some shit like that.
What? You're on 47 on TikTok?
Yeah, we need to up our TikTok game big time.
That's so good. That's good, especially for like a year. Anyway, So I am a skincare and beauty content creator for men. But if you haven't gone so far down my feed, I basically started because I did reality TV last year. So I was on a reality TV game show called Rise and Fall, and it was made by the people who make The Traitors. So that's sort of how I actually got into social media and sort of with the following that I've got. So I have done a lot of reality TV, but because I posted so much, no one ever scrolls that far down. And obviously the show wasn't actually as big as it should have been. No one actually knows what the show is. But those who did have stuck around for a long time. So they sort of see me grow from doing reality TV to doing like I ate dog food on national television to then becoming to becoming a skincare and beauty creator. And it all started because I used a really cheap 99p skincare mask from Home Bargains on the show, and it was filmed like Big Brother. So I'm on the show doing this. And do you know who Greg James is?
From the radio?
Yeah, Radio 1.
Yeah.
He hosted the show. So Greg James hosted the show. So I'm putting on this 99p mask, looking like a tiger, talking to one of my castmates, and Greg James is narrating over, whispering like, "What is James doing? Why is he putting a tiger on his face?" And it sort of blew up, and people were like, "What is your skincare routine?" And that's just sort of how it all started, and here we are.
Was that actually your skin routine as well? Just like a face mask from Home Bargains at a quid?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. People were like, "What's your skincare routine? Your skincare's really good." And I was like, "Fuck, I have no idea. Better make one up." Made one up, and then I'm now inundated with skincare. I actually know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, that's such a mint story. And then what? So just on the back of that, you just got into skincare, and you've never been like a passion before.
Well, I mean, I've always liked skincare. Don't get me wrong. Like I like to look after myself, but I've never did it to the point of like going for every brand or really building a proper routine or learning about skincare. I just thought, that looks good. I'll use that, and not knowing the science behind it or how it all works. And then from not really knowing too much about it to me obviously making money off it on social media, but also going to super cool brand events, having brand deals coming in, and like you said, having my actually own skincare collaboration come out with like a really cool vegan brand, obviously in my local town. It's a lot of growth. So fake it till you make it.
Yeah, that's insane. I was going to say, you might not know this, but we've had another person on who also has a skincare brand, and they're also from Wales, and I think you actually follow each other, so you might know the person. It's Louis Watkins from Clear for Men.
Clear for Men. Oh, yeah. The Clear for Men. So he just
Take 5.
Take 5, yeah.
Take 5, yeah. So I did a little bit of content for him when he first started, and we literally train in the same gym as each other as well. And I've never met him in person. I've only ever spoken to him through social media, but he's doing really, really well.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's mad. When we spoke to him, I was asking him so much shit about like skincare and stuff like that because, like you say, a lot of like men just kind of don't really know that much about it. And that might just be me plucking a fucking shit stat out of thin air, but
No, it's true.
I think myself personally, it's something I've always wanted to get into, but I've never known enough about it. And then you Google it, and then like there's so much different stuff out there. I find it overwhelming. And like in the past, when like I've asked my partners like what kind of skincare can you do, and they're like, oh, use a cleanser, and then use a toner, and then use this and that. Like, I've always in the past just got like a Nivea general moisture.
Don't say Nivea ever again. Never say Nivea ever again. Yeah, so I think, sorry, the line keeps sort of cutting in and out, so I'm not sure if you're saying anything, but...
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, okay, cool. Yeah, so a lot of men definitely say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with my skincare routine. And then once you get into it, It's really easy. It's like building any habit. I always say, like, if you're brushing your teeth, do your skincare. And it doesn't need to actually take that long. It can take 5 minutes or it can take 10 minutes. Like I'll be really open and honest with you. Like my own skincare routine off camera is very much 5 minutes slapdash done. As long as it works, is good. When you're doing it on camera for brands or you're trying to get the audience in, I'll do the exaggerated routines and I'll use the skincare that's really, really cool. That draws the audience in, and then you can build in that education. But it's just about education, and like it's once you start doing it, you notice the results. It becomes quite addictive, and it's just a nice self-care thing to do because a lot of men, like Take 5, don't take 5 for themselves. So it's good like brands like that are out there.
True.
And it's always good to like have the male representation. I mean, it's also good. I'm going to rep Clear for 5 again because obviously he's got a girlfriend and stuff like that, so he's repping it more for like the straight lads as such. Whereas I'm obviously gay, so I have more of that in touch with my femininity, whereas a lot of heterosexual straight men actually aren't. So they're actually quite scared to do that because they think, oh, I don't want to double cleanse. That's gay. Double cleansing's not gay.
No, that's sick, honestly. But yeah, like it's always been a thing for me because I've struggled with like psoriasis as well. So and there's just not enough shit out there, online when you're googling and stuff like that. But yeah, at the moment I've been doing, in terms of my skincare routine, I've just been using like loads of oat-based stuff. So like oat-based moisturizers, oat-based body wash. Yeah, and it's working loads better because it's just obviously like not that many chemicals in it as far as I'm aware. And since I've been using it,
are you comfortable making content?
Yeah, to a certain degree.
I think
so that brand. Are you both comfortable with doing it?
I think I'm a bit more comfortable than him because I don't mind looking like a bit of an idiot, whereas he's a bit more. You go in yourself just a bit, don't you?
I'd probably say
just a bit.
I'd make a video like that where like Ryan's at nail on the head. I think he's just more daft and doesn't really care. Whereas, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So if I said to you, there's a really cool brand which I've worked with called Arcade Skincare, the one who made the Radiant Reviver with me.
Yeah.
They have so much skincare and body care that I reckon it would help your psoriasis.
Oh really?
There we go.
Yeah. So what I am going to do is tomorrow, because I speak to them all the time, I'm going to see if I can get them to send you a care package of some of their best stuff in return for content. Because obviously you do a lot of content anyway, and it'll really help your market and help their market. But I actually think it'll really benefit your skin.
No, mate, that'd be sick.
Yeah, awesome. Happy to do that.
Obviously, you can both try it if you wanted to.
I mean, I'll film it. I'm gonna have to film it.
They really benefit you, and they clear up so many things. They have so many, people like some of the stuff they have, or the products they have, is actually so good for animals as well, and
really?
Like dogs and things like that. So like dogs have got are allergic to almost anything and everything. So a lot of the stuff that's in their product is so good for animals, and it actually helps heal a lot of their stuff. So it will actually help you, I reckon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got a dog as well, and my dog fucking, like you said, allergic to fucking pretty much everything.
Rashes all the time, yeah.
Yeah. At one point, she was fucking biting herself loads and just full of bites and shit like that. But changed her diet again because I think she was eating like chicken and beef and turkey, and she was like mad allergic to it. But like,
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it is. It's mad. Absolutely mental. But yeah, let's get into some of the fucking juicy stuff, mate.
Yeah, let's get juicy.
It's much more dramatic stuff to talk about.
What's the first juicy point?
Have a look there, mate.
Okay. We can edit this pause out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good.
So you've been very open on your Instagram and everything about your hair transplant. Okay. So I think we wanted to ask you, like, what was the sort of turning point where you was like, right, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna sort of like bite the bullet, should we say, to just go and
money.
What, you got enough money to do it?
Affordability. No, that's the sub. To be fair, when you said let's get into the juicy stuff, I thought you were going to be like, we've seen you talk about like how much of a psycho you were with your ex-boyfriend. Let's talk about that. So I'm kind of happy you didn't say that.
No, it's on the bullet points because I want the Morrison story. So carry on.
You're going to get the Morrison story, honestly.
Carry on. Get into that.
Yeah, okay. All right, fab. So why the transplant? I guess, like, I lost my hair when I was quite young. So I started losing my hair when I was 16. And then I sort of just, it's fine. It's going to just stay as it is. And then, like, long story short, I got into COVID happened, had a really bad relationship, which we'll probably get onto. And I think it just sort of like sped up and was the catalyst for, I think, what I went through in terms of depression and anxiety. Obviously, COVID didn't help. And I just felt like my hair had gone so bad. I thought, fuck, I don't know who I am. I don't feel like myself anymore. I don't look in the mirror and enjoy how I look. So I thought I'm going to just go and get a wig. And then I actually had a wig for like nearly 4 years. And for 4 years, yeah, no one clocked it. The only thing is, right, whenever I would go and date a guy or go and hook up with a guy, they'd go and touch the back of my head. I'm like, no, don't touch the back of my head. I don't like it. Just in case, just like, I had to feel it and be like, what's that? I think the most awkward encounter I had intimately then, let's say, some guy touched my hair and was like, is that hair gel? And I was like, absolutely hair gel. Don't worry about it. I haven't washed the hair. And there's just glue stuck to my head. Honestly, it was quite awkward. But yeah, so I had the wig, and I think, do you know what? If I didn't have the wig, I wouldn't have done reality TV. I wouldn't have got the confidence to post on social media. I wouldn't have, felt confident to just be myself online, regardless of, real hair or not. Paid a lot of money for that shit, so I was happy to be on TV or on screen as much as possible. And then I think this year is when I got the transplant, because I just thought, you know what? I've got the money. I want to do it, and I want to be open with my audience, because people are like, your hair's really nice, or you're getting sent hair care, and I'm like, I started to feel a bit fake.
Yeah.
Just sort of presenting myself in this way, and I was like, right, I want to get the transplant for myself, but also I really want to be open with it. And a lot of my friends and very close friends and family were like, you're not going to want to do that because people are going to be so negative towards you. And it's been so opposite.
Oh, that's good.
So opposite. I've had the 1 or 2 comments with like, you look better with a wig, and I'm like, well, I look better with $7,000 on my hair. Thank you very much. In 12 months' time, and it's been really supportive. Loads of people have said like, oh, like you look great with or without it, and like you've really inspired me to go and get it. Like I had some guy message me this morning, and he was like, I've watched your journey, and I'm actually going to take the leap, and I'm going to go and get it done in December.
No way. That's sick.
And it's really, really cool, because I guess. There's not many people who talk about it in like an organic way. A lot of people on social media who talk about obviously products or getting the hair transplant or getting the teeth done, most of it's paid or it's gifted, so it's only ever going to be a glowing review. I worked my ass off to save that money, so I'm going to be as open and honest as possible for anybody else who's looking into it. And that's what a lot of people have actually really enjoyed, and messaged me about saying thank you for being so honest about it, because a lot of people are like, does it hurt? People say no. Yes, it fucking does. 20 injections in your head, and my head is still numb 6 weeks later. Yeah, it's tragic. It was really intense. I really wanted my mum. Well, like halfway through, I've had enough. I just need my mum. And no one goes on about it like in that detail. So I thought I'm going to just be really open and transparent, and it's worked wonders. And it's not for myself because like I said, it wasn't branded, it wasn't gifted. It was just an area of authenticity that not many people portray online anymore.
No, that's really good. I'd like a few questions then, like as you was like talking about it, because it's something I've looked into myself.
I'll take it off for this section just to show if it goes on socials, doesn't it? So I'll take it off for this section.
See, mate, it's sick. I've seen it on your Instagram as well. It looks mint, honestly. And once it's obviously all fully grown and shit like that, it's gonna look fucking.
Yeah, it is. It's weird because like it's like little baby hairs. You probably can't see it now, but if I do this, I can feel little hairs growing, and it's just crazy because I haven't seen hair at this part of my head since I was like 20, and now I've just literally turned 28. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's coming back. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy experience.
No, it is. I was going to ask as well. I've seen quite a few times online that there's these brands. I can't remember any of the names off the top of my head. I think one of them might be called Hims, like HIMS, and a lot of ads like saying like regrow your hair and take the tablets and like it's like a serum and stuff that you can put on your hairline and it re-stimulates hair growth or something like that. And I've done a bit of research into it myself because it's something I've wanted to try and do myself. And I just always think like, I just reckon they'd be bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine taking a tablet and then fucking regrowing your hair, but I'm guessing you've probably done a lot of research into it yourself.
Do you know what? I probably didn't do as much research as I should have, especially with the operation, because I thought 8 hours I'm going to be fine. And like I said, I listened to too many people on the internet saying how easy it was. And complete opposite. And I think with the research when it comes like medication, vitamins, anything like that, it's obviously do your due diligence and see what the reviews are. And like when you start losing your hair, it's never going to come back the same way. And a transplant isn't even guaranteed, if I'm honest. You know, it could be like 80% success rate. There could be less, it could be more, but it's never guaranteed no matter, you know, how much you and who the surgeon is. It could just be a damaged graft. So like a hair follicle can get taken from the back. In that maneuvering over here, it can get damaged and it won't grow, and it'll never grow. You know, I'm build again. Yeah. So when you have something like those sort of products, like Hims or tablets, I think it's like finasteride or finasteride, and then there's something called minoxidil. So they're like topical treatments or like tablet treatments, right? And it just blocks DHT. And do you know what DHT is?
Testosterone.
Yeah, basically. So it blocks basically blocks the testosterone going to your hair follicle. So men's hair on top here, so that perfect line there, you can see, right? That's where the wig used to be as well. So that perfect line there, that is all male hair. So male hair falls out much quicker, which is why it's called male pattern baldness. And the DHT in your body blocks the testosterone, so it blocks the hormone of hair growth. Hair here on the side is female hair. That's why a lot of men don't lose their hair.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. So hair that's transplanted there, that is female, obviously is more likely to grow and stay stronger. But as soon as you start using stuff like medication or vitamin, you have to keep taking it because it will just obviously regress to where it was. So I'm currently using something by a company called Suns. So it's their topical hair shampoo and then also their minoxidil spray. Because it's all topical, it just like goes into the hair follicles because some of the stuff has terrible side effects. It affects your libido, it can affect your sex drive, it can stop you having children. So it's really important. And a lot of the surgeons, even my surgeon, I'll be honest, did say you might want to take it. And he's had a hair transplant. So he's making all my incisions. So I had 4,000 holes made on my head from here to here with the for the hair to go in. And as he's saying it, he's like, oh, you should be, think about taking this medication. I just sort of stopped, looked at him and said, are you taking that medication? He goes, no, I would never take it. I said, well, why are you telling me?
So true.
Well, why are you telling me? I've just paid you all this money and you're telling me to take stuff that can really because it can affect you mentally as well. So are you taking it? He goes, no. I said, why are you telling me?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it's just a suggestion. I was like, well, keep them to yourself. I don't think he liked it. I don't think he liked that I said that.
Do you know the actual surgery then? So did they actually just poke like a shitload of holes around your head, like really tiny ones, and then did they take hairs from the back of your head and then insert it into the ones on the front?
Yeah. I'll run through the procedure really, really briefly. So there's like 3 stages to the procedure. So the first one is where they numb you. So they numb the back of the head where they take the grafts, and some places will take more, some places will take less. So I had 2,500 grafts taken. So how they do that is they take a very small drill and they make little holes where the hair is, and it almost sounds like, when you're having your teeth done, like a fill-in, you can feel the drill in. Basically the same. It's about that long, and they stab it into the head, and somebody else behind them. So it's all done by hand. removes those follicles.
Fucking hell, that's mad.
Yeah. So in each follicle is about 3 hairs. So you can get anything from like 4,000 to 6,000 actual pieces of hair, essentially. Then what they do then is they numb the area. So this was my area numbed here at the front. And there's 2 ways that people can do it. So they can physically take the hair follicle in almost like an injector, and they'll like, obviously not as dramatically, but they'll push it in and push the hair in. What I had done was a surgeon with a very, very, very thin blade, about that long, made individual holes for the hair follicles to be then transplanted into. And they do it in different directions and sort of different sizes, because hair grows in different directions, different length. So they then obviously transplant from the front to the back, and hair comes in different thicknesses. So, like a normal hairline is quite, thin at the front, so you can see the scalp, and then it sort of gets thicker as it goes back, and that's how they do it. So they have to actually separate it. They've got like these magnifying glasses on, right, so they can see the lengths of the hair. And it took 3 hours for them to put every single hair in.
Oh my God. So tedious. That's fucking.
It's very tedious. They were like, just watch Netflix, and then by the time it was done, it was 7. It was like almost like a 12-hour process. I was like, I'm done. Please just hurry up. Please just put it. I said, I don't care anymore. I'm so over it.
I don't even want one now.
Yeah.
I was like, so a part of me was thinking, fuck, just get a wig. What are you doing to yourself?
So do you know, like you said, it costs $7,000? Did you say? Does that depend on how long the procedure is? Like, for instance, if you had a tattoo and it took all day, it would cost more, or is it depending on how much they've got to do on your head? Like, so say, because I've this is me asking, because I've always been interested, but like it's something that like I've always seen, and like I've spoken to a partner about it. She's like, oh yeah, but it costs fucking so much money. And then obviously a lot of people go to Turkey and shit, don't they? And I know you went to one in Manchester, didn't you? I think on your Instagram. But I always wanted like these bits filling in, like behind my fringe, because my hair.
Can you move it for me? Can I see your fringe?
So it's like, do you know, like that?
Oh my, that's terrible. Now joking. No, you look fine.
But I wanted them bits filling in, because I always said if I got them filled in, I'd just rock a fucking skinhead all the time. Do you know, like a buzz cut?
You wouldn't even need to rock a skin fade. You wouldn't need to.
But to get just them bits filled in, surely it wouldn't take like fucking 8 hours, hopefully. It might be like 3 hours. Oh, do you reckon it'd be a bit cheaper?
It'll be cheaper because you won't be getting... So it depends where you go. It really depends where you go. Like I basically went to like an influencer surgery, and the results are really, really good. So I was happy to pay the extra. So if you go to Turkey and you pay $2,000, which includes a 5-star hotel, transfers, and all the food included, besides flights, how good is the surgery going to be? Because when that's all incorporated, right? That's my concern. Somebody I know, my ex, I will say, had his hair transplant, and we actually spoke about it because we were like comparing transplants, and he never had that much hair on his head, and he had hair taken from his beard line as well to go on top of his head, which I don't understand why, because I would never have done that, because my beard hair does not grow like the hair on my head. And a year on, his hair is not growing the way it should be. So you can take that risk if you want.
What, did he go to Turkey? Sorry,
Yes, he did. Right. He went twice, I believe. He went twice to Turkey to have it done. He's Turkish, so obviously do what you trust, go where you know.
Yeah, of course.
But it doesn't mean it's always good. So it can cost them. It depends, like I said, depends where you go. So the grafts, it depends how much they take as well. Because like on the back of your head, you could have thinner hairs and not as strong hairs, so they won't take all of that. And they need to leave space between the hairs as well, because it can scar. So a lot of men who've had hair transplants, you would never know from the back, because the hair regrows back through. But if they take too many hairs, they'll leave patches. So it all depends on your surgeon and how much they want to take as well. But like for you, I would probably say it might be half the time, maybe 4 hours.
Yeah. Need to get.
It doesn't look that, but like there's a couple of celebs who've had it done, who've just had the front done, where they've had like those receding bits there done, and they've had like just a bit of it shaved off. But by the time it all heals and the scabs fall off, it just looks like a receding hairline. Whereas your hair would look great because you've got that. Obviously, you've got that fringe. You would never know.
Got that fringe, thank God.
That fringe. The only way I've got
You would never know. And like, if you had the transplant, 6 months' time, you could do what you wanted with it, styling it. But for now, if you had the hair transplant tomorrow, you wouldn't know about it because the fringe could just go back into place.
Oh, right, I get what you mean. I thought you had to shave all your head to get them.
No, you don't have to. I did because I was wearing a wig. I shaved it all off anyway. Like, I looked like Friar Tuck. Do you know Friar Tuck?
Friar Tuck, yeah, from Robin Hood.
Yeah, I look like that. I literally look like Friar Tuck because obviously I would keep this bit and then the wig would go here completely shaved. So the reason I shaved it all off was because I thought, well, fuck it, I'm going to just go as a skinhead and let it all grow back together. So you wouldn't need to shave it all off.
Keep that in mind.
Keep it in mind. If you want, if you need some company, I'll come with you and I'll hold your hand and support you through it. But you've got this, don't worry.
James can document your process.
No.
And I'll be there and I'll be like, how much is he paying? Why is he paying this much? I know everything.
I think it's one of them, innit? It's like you said, it's a lot of money to pay though, innit? Like, you know what I mean? Just for like...
Listen, I'm a vain bitch. I like looking 10 out of 10 all the time. So if I got to spend a bit of extra cash, I'll spend the extra cash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good investment to invest in yourself.
No, it is.
You know what I mean? Hair transplant.
It is. It really is. And a lot of people don't do enough for themselves.
Yeah.
No, but it's like you said though, like, do you know what I mean? Like you've seen with a wig as well, like how fucking good you look with hair, and it's something that
Thank you.
It will knock your confidence because I'd be the same. I'd feel fucking well shit and stuff like that. So it's meant that you have gone out there and been like, nah, fuck it, like, and you've worked hard and fucking got the money and gone and done it. Like that's mega. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think I know I probably wouldn't have had the money if I hadn't done social media either, because it would have just been harder to make that money because it's technically a side hustle, isn't it? So everything's come together as it should have and would have at the right time. But obviously, surgery is an important, is a serious thing, and it's not a minor thing getting your hair done because the recovery process is quite intense. But it's the same as any surgery, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it for anybody else. And no one ever said to me, "Oh my God, you look so ugly. You've got no hair." No one ever said it to me. Like pre-wig or post-wig, no one's ever said anything to me like that. It's always only ever been like, well, I would like looking the way I look, and I want to do it for my own confidence and self-esteem. And like that's why I took the plunge to talk about it on social media as well, because one, I wanted to get over my own ego, because I thought, well, if I'm worried, I'm going to post on social media and people will happily tell me I look ugly as fuck.
Nah, not at all, man. So I was actually going to say then, so is social media like your main kind of source of income and shit now, or do you have like a job on the side, or?
Recently it's become my main because I lost my full-time job.
Oh shit.
To be honest. But yeah, so I think my social media has taken a back seat the past few months personally, because I've been going through like a lot personally, like mentally.
Yeah.
And with the hair transplant as well. I've posted loads about it. I actually lost my job because of my hair transplant.
What?
How?
Well, it's a bit of a silly thing, really. I look back and think I probably shouldn't have done it. So I had the hair transplant done, and they were like, "We don't really want you to get it done because you're new to the business." And I said, "Personal reasons, fuck it, I'm going. If you don't like it, lump it." And then a week or two later, I also ended up going on Big Brother to do Late and Live. If you've ever watched that,
I've watched Big Brother, but what's Late and Live? Is that like the?
So it's the show straight after the episode. So I was invited on to like speak to Will and AJ Adudu, like the hosts, and like see like the exited person from the show. Yeah. And they basically use that as a way to say, like, you're not very loyal to the company. If you're happy to get that done and go on national television, then we don't want you in the company.
So I don't know if I'm missing something here, but why was he so against you getting an hair transplant?
They were against my social media, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
They were a company that I don't think liked very out there people or unique people.
Yeah.
And they didn't ask about my social media in the interview, so I never brought it up. And the risk is when you post on social media, I forget people on social media are real. Like, I forget the numbers are real. I forget the metrics are real. I forget the analytics are real. I just think, oh my God, things are going up. Everything's amazing. And then the weirdest thing is when you travel the country like, because I'm on dating app, and wherever I go in the country, people are like, I love your social media. I'm like, fuck, I'm in Scotland and people know who I am. That blows my mind. There's only a small, minute like group of people, right? It's just wild. So they found my social media, and quite quickly I sort of pulled into a meeting, and they were like, we need to discuss your social media, and they were like, you've got quite the following. And even though I haven't, I was like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like, I appreciate, as I've worked so hard for it. And they're like, no, we're quite worried about it. And I was like, oh, why? And can I say whatever I want to say?
Yeah, of course.
Bearing in mind, right, so like I'm very open sexually on social media in a very like mature comedic way. Nothing is X-rated, nothing is adult porn, right? Like obviously could never do that on social media. So I put a very stupid TikTok on talking about the fact that I was in a hotel room and I accidentally left my douche out, and the cleaner had cleaned my room and left it where it all was. I had come back like as she was leaving. So I made a TikTok and was like, fuck guys, I've left my fucking douche out. God, like the cleaner's just seen it. And that was the one my manager saw and raised as a concern. And I was like, on a full on a Zoom call or Teams call, and she was like, yes, and we've seen one about the things you've left out in your hotel room recently. And I was like, and what is the concern? And they just didn't know what to say. And I was like, what's the concern? They were like, we're worried for the company. And I said, well, I didn't mention the company's name when I was talking about the douche.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Imagine if you did.
I was like, I didn't mention the company's name then, did I? I said, I can if you want me to. But so it all sort of stemmed from that. And yeah, so they were like, if you've got confidence to post on social media and about your hair transplant, you shouldn't, you should be able to do your job. And it was very much like, I just think they wanted me out of there because I was very much of I would never say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And like, I think they knew like my heart is never going to be in a full-time job. If anyone employing me in the future listens to this, please take it on board, because my heart is never going to be in a full-time 9 till 5 job. Obviously, we all need the cash, we need the money, right? But my love is social media and content creation and podcasting and, hopefully more reality TV in the future. That's my passion. That's what I want to do full-time. So I'm going to, act my wage as such.
Yeah, 100%. Loads of people do it. I've been listening to, do you know Ramesh Ranganathan?
No.
The comedian, Asian
Yes,
guy.
I know. Yes, actually, yeah.
Lazy eye. Oh, yeah. But,
no, I know who you mean. Yes, the comedian.
Yeah, he does loads. Like, he's amazing. Like, so funny. Like, I listened to his book recently, and he was saying in his book, like, he used to be a teacher, and he was also on the side, like, trying to become a stand-up comic. And he was like,
yeah.
I obviously weren't putting in the effort into my job. And he went, I felt guilty. But at the same time, like, I needed that job to fund me to get to that next part. And it's like,
yeah,
it's so true, man. Like, because if you don't do the fucking 9 to 5, you're never going to get to that place. Cause
it's kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah, like, because if we got an opportunity tomorrow and there was like, you're just going to do this fucking full time and get paid for it, I'd be like, mint, like, do you know what I mean? But it's like, all we can really do is as much as we can do on the side. Like, we both got kids, we both work full time, and then we do this on our Friday evenings, and then we like do a bit of like social media content in the week and shit. And like we always say, like, we're sick of it pops off, and obviously like it's progressively going more and more and up. But analytics are speaking to more people who have like bigger followings, and do you know what I mean? And it's like it's slowly getting there, but nothing happens overnight, does it? It takes a while. Do you know what I mean? You've got to cook for like a few years sometimes, hopefully, to make something pop off. But yeah,
they say like it takes 10 years of work to become an overnight sensation, and it's so true. And especially with like, for example, reality TV. So when I did that, because it was basically made for Channel 4, because The Traitor season 1 came out on BBC, and Channel 4 wanted something as big and popular or bigger. So the company that made The Traitors made our show for Channel 4, and they basically were like, this is going to be huge, like, get ready, like, your lives are going to change when you come out of this show. Oh. And honestly, they were like, they kept saying to us, we don't, because we were filming everything, and they were like, it could be out in 6 months, or we could release it like Big Brother, where we release it every night, essentially, while still filming. So I think we were 2 weeks into the filming process, and we were probably like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and they're like, just to let you know, the first advert's just gone out for the show, and everyone knows that you're now going to be on TV. And within that period of time, we've had no access to social media or friends or family, so it's just been us in that group filming the show with Greg James in the centre of London. And like, it was crazy. We were literally, and they were taking us to do different events or different tasks on the show, and we were having to like wear like hooded robes and stuff, so no one knew who we were, because they were like, you know, everyone knows what you're doing, where you are, so people could be waiting for you. So it was so like, oh my God, you're going to be so famous. And we got out. Fuck up, what happened?
The show didn't go out.
No, the show didn't go that well. Fucking best believe the show didn't go that well. I'm not shitting on it because it was a fun experience. Things did come from it, I'm not going to lie. But in the world of reality TV, once you step foot on TV and that camera like goes red to record, you're washed at reality TV stars. So it's not the same as they used to be. Even the Love Islanders don't do as good as they used to be. There's never going to be another Molly May or Ekin-Su or Tommy Fury, because every industry is so saturated. So like you said, it takes longer to cook, to find your niche, find your audience, find your market. And people, I've seen so many people saying like, oh, who needs to do another fucking podcast? Someone who's got another perspective. Everyone should have a podcast. There's so many different perspectives, different stories, different, lines to go down, whether it's comedy, whether it's drama, history, whatever. Like, what you guys are doing is amazing. Like, I think it's really, really good what you are doing. And it's normalizing almost. It's not just celebrities who've had an interest in life, because we've all had an interest in life. And you're showing that.
Yeah, it's touching. That's so nice. Thanks, James.
That's a nice little...
I've got a warm sensation in my stomach.
You are? No,
I might be hungry.
You really are,
but filled with love.
We're all rowing the boat together, really, aren't we? Everyone who's in this industry are rowing the boat together, no matter how big or small you are.
Yeah. No, that's sick. So did you say it didn't actually go out then? The thingy on? It did? I think it cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry, Rise and Fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it aired. So it aired as we were filming. So we didn't know if they were going to release it in 6 months' time, like pre-edit it, or it was going to go out like as and when it's been filmed, like Big Brother. And that's what happened. So we had no idea the audience perception or anything until like we were obviously voted off or you left the show. So that was the weirdest thing, going back into like normal society, almost. It was wild.
Oh, I bet it was.
So was you expecting to come out to like paparazzi and shit, and you'd be like, oh no, get out, and then you took your hood off and you was like, no fucking knows who I am.
Well, yeah, I got off the train in Newport, right, from London Paddington. I had my headphones on and sunglasses. I was like, right, am I safe to get off? I got off the train and nothing. No, because they even said they're flying drones over the building where we were being filmed, because we could go to the rooftop, because we had like a rooftop terrace with a jacuzzi and like a nice sitting area. So they were flying drones around at some point to see if they could see who the cast was. So things like that was happening, and you were like, oh my God, they're doing that. Like, they must be obsessed.
Yeah. That's mental. What if you could go on like any show now then, like from that? What show would you want to go on?
Oh, what would I do? No, do you know what? I'd love to just anything. I love doing TV. It's like it's the most like surreal experience. But if I could do anything, top two, probably Big Brother and then The Traitors, because The Traitors is iconic. Like Claudia Wilkerman, wow, how good is that? And then the Big Brother experience would just be amazing. And then if it ever got to happen, I mean, like, who wouldn't want to do I'm a Celebrity?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, who would say no to that? Like, think of the paycheck, obviously, but also, like, how, it's just iconic.
No, it would be sick. I remember when Traitors first come out, and I feel like season 1 absolutely boomed, and like I watched it and it was sick. Like, I think was it Wilf at the end when you thought like, and then
Wilf's a cool guy, to be fair.
Yeah, I've seen him on Instagram quite a few times pop up, and he's smashing it like on the socials and stuff. But I never watched season 2.
Season 2 was so much better.
Really?
Yeah, get on season 2. What about you guys? If you could do reality TV, or you thought I'd love to get on TV, what is it you would get on?
Love Island.
Aiming too low there.
Is that true?
Nah, just more about the fucking chilling by a hot pool with a load of like fucking sexy women around you for like 6 weeks. Nah, joking.
I think that's what everyone does it for. That's what everyone does it for now.
I'd go on Bake Off.
Bake Off.
Oh yeah, but come on, you get to meet Alison Hammer then. That's cool.
Yeah, Alison.
And you might get the Paul Hollywood shake.
Handshake.
That is a dime a dozen.
What about you, mate?
It is, honestly. That's going to skyrocket your career.
I don't know what I would go on. I'd want to go on something that's like meaningful and gripping. Instead of just like some random thing that's just a bit daft. I'd want it to be like some sustenance behind it and people.
SAS?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a good.
Yeah.
We was meant to
boom.
have someone potentially come on here, weren't we, from SAS?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
That would have been a very good podcast.
It was
Fox there. It was Jason Fox.
Yeah.
No way.
That could possibly still happen, but it got swung by us quite a while ago, and we was like, yeah, fuck it, like let's do it. But we need to follow it up.
Yeah, you one of you would be really well. Both of you could do that. That would be really good. Would you do Hunted?
Is that where you have to survive for 24 hours and you keep the cash or something like that?
No, so you basically like you're running away from like the CIA or MI5, and you can't spend any cash or whatever. So you've got to like leave London and make your way to like a helicopter pickup point without being like spotted or picked up by the police or CIA or MI5. You have to like camp out in bushes in like tents.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like use your bank card and shit, are you?
That's the one. Yeah, because they can track you and trace you, so you can go and see like your friends like drive you places, but they're tracking everything you're doing.
Yeah, no, that would be sick.
It would be fun. It'd be fun, but I think I'd just be like order an Uber or something to the fucking helicopter plane.
No, you get busted, mate.
Exactly.
Hey, James, would you do a naked attraction? Have you seen that?
No.
Would you not?
No.
Would you do that?
I think I would.
Let's get your little joke.
Would you?
Might think it's a female, but when they go up, it's a lad.
I think there's so many people. Well, so many people have seen like. I'm going to say this. So many people have seen. So many people have seen my nudes anyway. So this whole I get it wouldn't matter, to be honest.
Yeah, I just find it so muggy when they don't get picked and then you have to walk off. Like,
with a little bum jingling away.
Yeah, you fucking flaccid little Willy fucking swinging about.
And I'd definitely give it a bit of an algae father before I fucking walked out.
Yeah, honestly, absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah.
Give it a bit of a pep talk, like fucking wake up.
Yeah. Get some blood flowing down there, strangle it before you go like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, something we've toyed with in the past, and we've spoken to. We had quite a few guests on that have OnlyFans, and me and Ryan was like exploring about doing like an OnlyFans account once. Is that something you've ever considered, or?
Hang on, what do you mean you two? What, like
singular, like separate accounts?
We're Doc. We're just like
Doc
for the boys. Nah, we said it a while ago. Like, is it something we'd do? Do you know, like set up a Trouble Boys Club after dark OnlyFans, and just like fucking I don't know, wank ourselves off.
Just windmill or something.
Well, I will be your first customer, just for the support. Just for the support.
Just for bants.
I think I would do it. I can. I'm single, man.
He's single, so.
I'm very single. I would do it. Will I do it? I don't know. I think like
the money's so.
The gay world, right? The gay world is so like open, and I think like I get asked all the time, like, can you if I could pay you to do something, would you do it? I just say no purely for the fact that like I just don't want to be a prostitute. I think once I've sold myself sexually, I've like hit the pits of hell. So I just don't want to hit rock bottom right straight away. But you know, I have been asked like random things. I've considered it in the past. Just thought, you know what, like people seem to enjoy it. Why not make money off it?
We've spoke to people that do it right, and they say they make so much money. Like I think we spoke to a guy who did it, who's straight as well, and I think his like kind of customer base was like older women, like in the like 40s and 50s, and they just used to ask him to like do custom videos of him like a quick video of him like wanking and like send it him. And I think he said he made like 40 grand maybe in about 6 months.
Oh God, silly.
That's in that. Oh, I don't know. You're really making me reconsider my options.
Like, you could get like 10 hair transplants.
I'll just keep getting them for the sake of it.
So you fucking airlines it.
Coming over his face and shit.
Yeah, no, I just have like a massive perm all the way down.
Oh,
Talking of that, though, I'm really curious to get. I know this is not my podcast, but I want to ask you anyway. Bonnie Blue.
yeah, I would. Do you know who that is before I jump in?
Well, what did he say? So I didn't hear him.
Bonnie Blue, like the OnlyFans creator.
No, I don't realise.
But my partner was asking me about it the other day, and she was like, showing me a picture of her, and she was like, "What do you think of her?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, she's all right." She went like, and then she told me like what she does. And am I correct in saying that she has an OnlyFans account and she basically goes to like colleges and just fucks 18-year-old guys? And she like?
Oh, is she the blonde one?
Yeah.
She gets fucked by 100 strangers in a row or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
she obviously went on GK Barry's podcast, and I think that's sort of how it sort of became so known on social media, I would say. And that's how I heard of her. And I was driving along, listening to her talking about what she does, and I was just like I'm all for you doing what you want to do to make money, and your body's your body, but there's got to be some like moral ground you've got to just stick to, especially with like my view was it like these young men had just left sixth form or college.
Yeah.
They're going to study and live their best lives, and then they could be doctors, lawyers, whatever they want to be, teachers, and then they go into have sex with Bonnie Blue because they've never done it before. Their careers are over, their innocence is taken, and I think their perception of sex is warped.
Yeah, and also as well, James, you know what my partner said yesterday, which is a really good point. Imagine if we flipped it and it was a man
100%.
fucking 18-year-old girls.
Oh yeah, that's territory, that, isn't it? That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true because men get a bad rap when it comes to sex in general. They just think everyone's a dog.
Yeah.
Who would fuck anything with a wig, regardless. And I also don't think she's 24. I think she's way older.
Yeah, she looks older, doesn't she? I said that.
I reckon she's at least 28 to 30.
Yeah. Do you know she's chilling with Bevo at the minute? Do you know Bevo? The dude
He eats all that food, doesn't he?
Yeah, she's chilling with him at the minute, and I think they like doing content with each other and like.
What, like an X-rated content?
Yeah, because I think his missus did OnlyFans, and I think she's binned him off, and I think he's going to start doing OnlyFans now. It's a fucking insane world, man. But like the money's insane because I think he said he makes like 20 grand a month on TikTok, and he's got like.
That's enough, though, isn't it? You don't need to sell yourself for that. 20 grand. No. Come on. You're eating food in 2 bites. You're making enough money. You don't need to be greedy any other way.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he's got used to that lifestyle, and like I don't know if you've ever seen him on TikTok. I'm guilty sometimes of going on his TikTok and having a scroll through because I just find him hilarious.
It is funny.
In the fact of like. I'm more laughing at him and not with him. But
no, I know, yeah. But I saw them together on TikTok, and I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this?
I seen a video of him, and it just made me want to throw up. He was like he was in flannels, and he was buying some, I think like Burberry trainers or something, and he opened his little man bag like this, and he got a big fucking wedge of cash out, and he was like putting tenors on the side, and I was just thinking like, why? Why are you like filming this and putting it online? Like, do you know, like he's a drug dealer or something? I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like when you do social media for so long, I think you lose awareness for what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
I really do think that.
You sort of like you're turning around and your background is a camera. So you don't see what's behind that, and people maybe walking past or a dog or something like that. You just see a lens, and then you just think that's your world, and no one else behind it exists, kind of thing. So
everything can be content, and sometimes not everything should be content.
Yeah,
it's true. I think we do it. I think we do the OnlyFans, mate. I'll start because I've got tattoos and I've got a tan at the minute. So
if you need a director,
there you go. You and James do it together, man.
I wouldn't have the faintest idea how to like pose, like what's the best lighting, get the fucking abs, popping, like. Yeah.
It's all post-production. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can you make me look like Hercules afterwards?
We can Photoshop you however you want to look.
Photoshop you a bigger knob.
Photoshop me a bigger knob. I'll just put a banana down there.
Yeah, we hold the banana, and that'll be the blueprint, and then we'll whack it on.
I'm in. James, I'm in.
Do it, man. I was actually going to say, in terms of, because we've been in the past couple of weeks looking at kind of like we were saying before, that kind of stepping stones and evolving the pod into somewhat kind of being able to monetize it in the future. And I've spoken to people in the past, and they say about like TikTok for earning money can obviously be amazing, but you have to like post constant. And like, I think people say like, you're not posting constantly, it's so hard. And I've seen a video of, do you know KSI?
Yeah.
I think he said, because he don't really post on YouTube, not on YouTube, sorry. He don't really post on TikTok, but he's got a shitload of followers. I think he said like he checked his account to see how much money he made, and he only made like $3,000. But that's because he don't post that much, which is insane. But he posts on YouTube all the time, doesn't he? So he makes a shitload of money from YouTube. But like we've looked, I've looked, and I think our main revenues will probably be more like Spotify and YouTube in a way. I've never really looked at the Instagram one, because don't you have to like hit certain milestones or something, don't you, to be able to like apply for stuff and then go from there.
Yeah. So, hand on my heart, like Instagram, I haven't hit any milestones to make money on Instagram, besides like brand deals. But I think with brands, they don't mind if you've got a smaller following on one and a bigger on the other. So they sort of combine it. So I get a lot of, so my Instagram is kind of my portfolio. So TikTok's like my daily posting. I'll post anything from, as like I've said, whether it's dating, whether it's stories, skincare, makeup, whatever, to then the brand deals. And then a lot of my Instagram is just my brand deals now, because a lot of brands see that and then see the following on TikTok and then approach me and say, we've seen your Instagram and TikTok, we love what you do. Do you think you could do, X, Y, and Z? Hang on, I'm going to hold my hands up and say, like, I'm a micro influencer. I'm not in a big enough. I think 50 plus, they might class you as like a macro influencer, maybe, which is like a bigger influencer, of course. So I don't make like, I think the most I've ever been paid for doing something is like £650, which is quite good for one post on TikTok for whatever it is, like transparent about it. Other times it might be, a lot of it they want to gift you stuff, and I'm like,
I want the cheese, boy.
like if you want people to know your brand, you got to pay for that shit. It's not free marketing. Like, my time is my time, so it's hard. But like, you've got the TikTok Creator Fund, which I'm sure you both know what that is.
Is that the one where you have to post videos, but they have to be a minute or longer?
Yeah. So I think the Creator Fund's a very interesting one. So it always pays more at the start of the month than it does at the end of the month. So you can see like your revenue is higher at the start of the month, and then also it has to be like over a minute. It has to be original. So there's quite a lot of like specifics you need to hit to like make some cash from it, really.
Yeah. So do you have to have like X amount of followers to start doing that in the first place?
To be so like to do TikTok Live, for example, I think you need like a minimum of 1,000 followers, but I'm not sure if that's been removed so anyone can go live.
Yeah.
And then I think to have the Creator Fund, it's 10,000 followers or more to be given access to that. And then you can also like go on to like the Creator TikTok shop, or go into that portfolio then, essentially. But then also, if you go live and people gift you stuff, that's people just gifting you money, isn't it? As well. So there's loads of ways to make money on TikTok. So when people, you must have seen it if you go on TikTok and you see loads of people on live going, go on, smash that like button, smash the rose, give me a rose. It's them giving them real money.
Right. Okay. I was going to say that we was like never had TikTok before until like, I think we only made an account about like 6 months ago, so like it was totally new to us, and we was just so.
You've made it 6 months ago, and you had 47,000 followers.
No. 47, and that's it.
I thought at the start you said we both got 47,000 followers, and
No,
I was like, you've got more than me. Why are you bothering speaking to me?
No. I thought at the start when he said we've got about 47 followers, and you was like, "That's so good." I was thinking like, is he just being really kind?
Is he being patronising?
Right, you need to edit this all together. I kind of
knew.
Okay, That's why I'm saying, like, oh yeah, you obviously know this, you know that. So I'm so sorry. I literally thought, right, you knew what I was on about. Has no one else ever explained this to you?
I think Kimmy has.
Yeah, Kimmy did to a degree.
Yeah, but I think Kimmy said like Kimmy's someone we've had on the pod who does loads of TikTok and everything like that. But I think she said to be earning money on TikTok, I think she said like you have to post pretty much every day and like loads of shit.
Yeah. You do. You need like I said recently. I haven't posted as much, so I think when I first got into it, I was posting sometimes 5 times a day, and like they want you, and that helps keep your views up, which is great, and it helps keep the engagement. But if it got to the point where I've gone and looked back quite far down now at some of the stuff I was talking about, when I was like, why am I so cringy? And there's no substance there. Like it really got to the point where I was just posting for the sake. Like I literally was posting about going to M&S to buy dragon fruit or dragon rolls or something. I thought, why the fuck was I talking about that? That's got no substance. But also, why did it get 30,000 views?
Fucking hell.
Mad, innit?
You know what I mean? It's just stupid shit. It really is stupid. And but I also think it opens up. Like I hate TikTok now because it's become like QVC. Like I will never be seen dead selling on TikTok Live. I will never be in
like buy these like spandex or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, honestly, anything. It could be like buying a box, buying bottles, buying pens, buying skincare, makeup, beauty, like food, whatever, Like to those who've like built it up really well, I say like, oh, that's amazing. But like anyone can sell on TikTok, and there's people who are like made so much money and a lot of followers from literally just selling utter shit. And like there'll be a lot of people who will talk about like honestly, you talk about vitamins, minerals, all this shit about protein, right? Or even stuff to do with skincare. It's like you're not saying the right stuff, and like 30,000 people have viewed that. How much money have you made for like the wrong information?
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, it is crazy. I think the one time, like I spoke about a product and I linked it in as a TikTok ad link, and you can get it. And I think I didn't even realize what I was doing because I thought, oh, this looks new. Let's put this on and see what happens. And you put it on like a portfolio. And I went on to like my wallet the one day, and I was like, 300 quid. Where the fuck's that come from? And I had so many views on this one video where people had gone and bought it. So I'd made like a lot of revenue from like a percentage of a sale. And I was like, what? I didn't even know it was a thing.
Jesus, that's mint though. That like, woo.
Weird.
That's mad.
It's good though.
I think we've got time for one more juicy topic, and I think it should be the Morrison's story. As you're like,
I'm going to turn my hat round for this one.
It's getting gangster now.
Okay, what would you like to know? I mean, like, so you're all like, what is your audience, by the way? Can I ask? Is it quite a varied audience, or is it more like male?
It's
35.
It's varied. I think just off the top of my head, I think it's something like 40% women and 60% men.
That's good. That is really good. Okay, fine. Because I just wanted to know how I can tailor the story so it doesn't drop people off at the end. Right then. So I guess to give the listeners context then. So this is like a 4-year story. This was 4 years ago, and I was on another podcast talking about like being rejected, and I was like, I've never been rejected. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, hang on a minute, I got cheated on really badly. This is my rejection story. So I basically found out my ex was on a dating app. And somebody has sent me a screenshot of him on this app. So I was like, this could not be him. So long story short, made an account, made a fake name, found a picture of some really good-looking guy who I thought, yeah, he'll think he fancies him. So we were chatting on this app, and knowing full well like it was him in the end. And I still had to speak to him myself, obviously as his boyfriend, acting like I didn't know what was going on. So I was asking him very specific questions because at this time he wanted to study to become a surgeon. So I was like, oh, where are you going to study? I want to be a doctor. And I was just saying stuff to see if like he would just figure it out, or to really clarify it was him with like really niche stuff, and it ended up being him. So I was with my friend at the time, and she was like, right, you know it's him, you really need to figure out what you're going to do. I said, no, he needs to know that I know. He really does need to know. So I arranged to meet him in a Morrison's car park in lockdown in 2021. Literally January. It was like the 3rd or 4th of January. So Christmas had just happened. New Year's had just happened. So she was like, right, okay, arrange it. And it took from messaging him to meeting him in a car park was like 4 hours. So it wasn't like a long-winded thing. It was literally just this intense 4 hours of me figuring out how I'm going to like ruin his life. There and then. And it happened. So we got to Morrison's car park, and I say we because my friend drove. I said, take your car because he doesn't know what it looks like. Obviously, I need it to be foolproof. And to make sure he had no idea what I was doing, I rang him and was like, just to let you know, I'm going over my sister's. So I was outside the car walking so we could hear the wind blowing into the phone. I was like, what are you doing? And he's going, I'm just going to go to bed now because I've got an early start tomorrow and I'm going to see you in the evening. And I was like, yeah, you've got a really early start tomorrow. Yeah, I know you're going to go to sleep now. And it's all good. I love you so much. So much. And he's like, right, I got to go. Anyway, and I haven't said this on another podcast, but I can on this one. I was also in the bathroom getting himself ready, if you know what I mean. I could just hear him getting himself ready whilst he's on the phone to me, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see you in 5 minutes. So, like I said, 5 minutes happened. 5 minutes goes by. We've ended the call, and I thought, fuck, imagine it's not him. Imagine I'm so delusional. I'm so delulu that it might not be him. Anyway, that bubble got burst because his car came around the corner, and my friend was like, right, now, you can't speak to him, you can't see him, you just need to go because you're going to lose it. I said, I'm going to tell him to get in the car. So he parked up. I said, get in the car. It's a blue Audi. He goes to get in the car. Bearing in mind, like I said, like 7 o'clock now, so people are still doing their shopping. Some old man is next to us in his Range Rover Evoque, putting his shopping into his car. And I got out of the front of that car, and I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? I went screaming at him. Like I don't gun finger, but I was gunning them fingers so much. I was like, fucking CUNT, you ruined my life. And he ran away, right? Went back to his car, drove off, and I wish I had the video because I don't know. Well, my friend filmed me because he rang me straight away, and he was trying to say it wasn't what you thought it was, and I was like, just 3 minutes of me going in on him, and then I forgot that old guy was next to me still putting his shopping away, and I turned around and he was just like not sure what to do, and he's like all this like language just came out of this like innocent looking boy, obviously. Like, what's just happened to him? And then further on from that, my friend was like, right, we need to get you home now. So she was like, oh, I'll just take you back to her house. He ended up finding us whilst we were driving back home to hers, and we had a car chase through Newport. We were running red lights because he was trying to stop the car to get out and talk to me and try and tell me that he wasn't going to cheat on me.
Oh my God.
So we ended up going down the back alleyway somehow. I don't know how we didn't get caught by the police because it was literally like, what is that film?
Italian Job.
We'll call it that. It's like the Italian Job. We were whipping around that little A1, bless him. My friend was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, keep driving. He's not going to speak to me. Keep driving. Anyway, we went down the dead alleyway. And we were like, and he caught us, and I said, push Shout Out to My Ex on by Little Mix. That's my breakup song. So I got the windows wound down, and we were just blasting Shout Out to My Ex, and I was like,
oh, that's fucking amazing.
That is mad.
So that was day one of the breakup. So much more. There's a memoir that's got to come out at some point because there was a 4-month process of me dealing with being cheated on. To be honest, it was a lot. It's funny now. I can laugh about it, tell the story, but during it, like it was hell. And I'm sure we've all been there with like relationships that don't work or people who are like narcissists and gaslighters. And I know that gets thrown around a lot, but if you've never been through it or you have been through it, you'll know what that feels like to be made to feel like you are always in the wrong. And even like at that point, I was questioning myself, oh, he's done that, but was that my fault? So even though it's a funny story, like there was a lot that I questioned about myself even during that time.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to undo those like thought patterns, doesn't it? Like is everything my fault? And then when you sort of exit after that 4-month, 5-month period, you're like, oh no, it's actually not all my fault. Yeah, I made a few mistakes and all that stuff, but I shouldn't have been made to feel the way I was, and sort of like it's like a little quote in it that says like they get triggered for your reaction against something that they've done to like piss you off or something like that. I probably worded that terribly, but
yeah. So it's like they get pissed off at your reaction to an action they've made because they just don't think anything a narcissist does is not wrong, and even if it is, they are so conditioned to believe their lies to the point that it's so true that there is nothing on this earth that will make them believe that their wrong is wrong.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate delusion, in it, like ultimate delusion of like reality.
Yeah, it really is, and you either conform to that or you don't conform to it. And I did for a little bit. I'm not going to lie, I did, and I thought, oh God, he's the love of my life. I'll do anything for this person, but that things like that happen, and it brings you back down to reality in a really hard way. And I think, like, not to get too deep, but I guess if anyone is listening to it and they do really feel like they are going through something, like, really do get out, because they will never change. A leopard will never change their spots, and the only person that will change is you, and it will never be for the best. So if you are listening to it and you do have an inkling now, or a friend or family who's going through it, like, please do what you can to help them, because it's never going to get any better.
It's a nice little send off, that, because you might not even know this, but we are actually like a mental health podcast, so a little deep message at the end is absolutely wonderful.
Oh, good. See, it's all about layers.
Yeah, we're like onions, aren't we?
We are all yeah, exactly. Like the skincare and the makeup, and like the laughing about being gay and having like a really tragic day in life is all very superficial. And then when you get into it, it's like, oh, the reason I'm like that is because of experiences that made me feel like I shouldn't be the way I am now. And now I'm very much open, like an open book, to talk about it, because we've all been through something, and if there's enough people to talk about those situations, where even though everyone's situation with mental health or distress or anxiety, or whether it's abuse financially, physically, mentally, drugs, anything, is there's someone's story to relate to make you feel like you're not alone, even if it's one extra person in a world with 8 billion people. You're not alone.
Absolutely. That was like one of our like starting ethoses, wasn't it? Like, if even one person finds something relatable and goes, fuck, it's not just me. Like, those lads have experienced it as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's a win. That's success, achievement, done.
Absolutely.
Oh, mega. Well,
and
James,
you're doing God's work, so keep going.
We're doing God's work. Bless your soul.
You are. You really are.
Oh, well, this has been amazing. Thanks so much for your time, James. And we've got to invite him back on. We're fucking hell, this is mega.
No, as and hopefully next time we speak to you, it'll be better, like, internet connection, because I know it drops.
No, I'll be.
Why are you putting sourness on it now?
No, I'm just saying I definitely want to do a part 2, 100%.
I need a new co-host, James. I think new co-host. What do you think?
Honestly, we could make it like a triple threat.
I just want him out, to be honest.
With a bit of OnlyFans in between.
With a bit of OnlyFans.
He knows the OnlyFans isn't going to get done if you're still there.
It's true.
But no, honestly, I will come back. It's been so fun. It's been good to get to know you, and I think when that studio is up and running, I will be there.
Then 100%, man.
That'd be mega.
And if you're ever in Manchester in the future, mate,
hit us up and we'll come and meet you for a beer, or if you don't drink, we'll come meet you for a mocktail or something like that, man.
No, I'll meet you for a beer, but I will have a cocktail as long as you're good with that.
Oh man,
we love cocktails. I'm all about that. Like anything with like rum and like pineapple juice and something. I'm there.
I love a man secure in his masculinity to have a cocktail. I really salute that.
Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It's alcohol. End of the day, it doesn't matter how it's consumed. Fuck it, does the same thing. Gets you pissed.
Yeah, very true. I think we'll end on that note.
Yeah. All right then, James. Have a fucking mint weekend, man, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks again. See you later.
Are we done?
We're done. Yeah, you can.
All right, cool. I thought you were going to be like, right, I'm going to go bye. Yeah, but like, oh, okay.
Let's say bye to you now. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Yeah, let's.